If your dog stares at you like this, they're trying to tell you something serious. You ever catch your dog staring at you, completely still, not blinking, like they're trying to look through you? And you probably think, oh, they just love me. But what if I told you that stare isn't always love? Sometimes it's a message, and if you ignore it, you might miss the one thing your dog has been trying to tell you for weeks. Because when your dog stares at you like this, they're not just looking, they're communicating. And once you understand what it really means, you will never look at your dog the same way again. Let's start with the most common reason dogs stare at their owners, and it's not what most people assume. Your dog isn't staring because they're obsessed with you. They're staring because they're studying you. Dogs are emotional detectives. They don't understand your words the way humans do, but they understand patterns, your breathing, your face, your posture, your tone, even the way your eyes move when you're stressed. And when they stare, they're reading you like a book. It's their way of asking, are you okay? Are we safe? What's about to happen? And here's what's scary. Some dogs can sense something is wrong with you before you even realize it yourself. But hold on, because the next reason dogs stare is much deeper, and it's the one that makes most owners emotional. Your dog might be staring at you because they're bonding with you. Yes, bonding. There's actually something powerful that happens when your dog locks eyes with you. Scientists found that when a dog and their owner maintain eye contact, both the dog and the human experience arise in oxytocin. Oxytocin is the love hormone, the same hormone that bonds a mother to her baby. So when your dog stares into your eyes, they might literally be strengthening the emotional connection between you. It's like your dog is saying, you're my person, you're my family. And that sounds beautiful, but here's the twist. Because eye contact can mean something completely different depending on the situation. And this is where many owners make a dangerous mistake. Because sometimes that stare isn't bonding, it's tension. Dogs also use staring as a form of control. Not evil control, but social control. In the animal world, a stare is powerful. It can mean dominance, it can mean warning, it can mean I'm not comfortable. So if your dog stares at you and their body is stiff, their ears are pulled back, their mouth is closed, their tail is frozen, that's not love, that's pressure. That's your dog telling you, I don't like what's happening. And if you punish them or ignore it, the next step might not be a stare. The next step might be a growl, or worse. But here's what most people don't know. There's one specific type of stare. That is actually a cry for help. And it happens in thousands of homes every single day. Have you ever noticed your dog staring at you while you're eating, or while you're holding something, or right before you leave the house? That stare isn't random. That's anticipation. Your dog is trying to predict your next move. Dogs are creatures of routine, and they learn fast. So when your dog stares, they're asking, is it walk time? Is it food time? Are you leaving me? But here's the heartbreaking part. Some dogs stare because they've learned something painful. They've learned that when you grab your keys, you disappear. And when you disappear, they don't know if you're coming back. So they stare not because they want food, but because they're scared, and they're trying to stop time. They're trying to memorize you. And if you've ever looked back at your dog and felt guilt for leaving, that's not in your head. Your dog is feeling it too. But wait, because now we're getting to the most emotional reason of all. Sometimes your dog stares at you because they're checking if you still love them. Yes, dogs can feel emotional distance. They can sense when your attention changes, when you're busy, when you're stressed, when you're depressed, when you're scrolling on your phone more than you're looking at them. And when your dog sits across the room quiet and just watches you, they might not be bored. They might be wondering, did I do something wrong? Are we still okay? And that's the moment most owners miss, because the dog doesn't bark, they don't bite, they don't destroy anything, they just stare, silently. But that silent stare can be one of the deepest emotional signals your dog can send. And here's the truth, dogs don't have the ability to say, I miss you. So instead, they look at you, they wait, they hope you notice. But there's still one more reason dogs stare, and this one is the one you really need to pay attention to. Because it can mean something serious is happening inside your dog's body. Sometimes dogs stare because they're not feeling well. Pain can make dogs quiet. And when dogs are quiet, owners assume everything is fine, but pain changes behavior. Your dog may stare at you because they're asking for comfort, because they feel strange, because something hurts, but they don't know how to explain it. And if your dog's stare comes with other small changes like sleeping more, eating slower, avoiding jumping, licking the same spot repeatedly, or suddenly acting distant, that stare might be your dog's way of begging for help. It's like they're saying, "I don't feel right, please do something." And listen, this part is important. Dogs are masters at hiding pain. In the wild, showing weakness meant death. So even today, your dog might be suffering while still wagging their tail. And the only sign you get is that stare, that quiet look, that something's wrong energy. So if you're watching this right now and thinking, "My dog has been doing that a lot lately," don't ignore it. But we're not done, because there's one type of stare that is almost like a secret language. And it's the one that proves dogs understand you more than you realize. Have you ever been sad and your dog just sat there staring at you? Not begging, not playing, not moving, just watching you. That is empathy. Yes, real empathy. Dogs can recognize human emotions through facial expression and tone. They can tell when you're crying. They can tell when your voice changes. They can even detect stress through smell, because your body releases chemicals when you're anxious. So when your dog stares at you during your worst moments, they're not being weird. They're staying close. They're monitoring you. Because in their mind, your emotions are part of the pack's survival. Your dog thinks, "If my human is not okay, we are not okay." And that's why so many people say their dogs saved them during depression. Not by talking, not by giving advice, but by simply being there, watching, protecting, waiting. And if you've ever felt like your dog understands you, that stare is the proof. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever stared back at your dog? Most people look away, because eye contact feels intense. But for your dog, eye contact is powerful communication. If your dog is relaxed, soft eyes, slow blinking, loose body, that's trust, that's love, that's comfort. But if your dog is stiff, hard eyes, frozen body, that's a warning, that's discomfort. And understanding that difference can literally prevent future aggression. Because many bites happen after the stare was ignored. People think the dog attacked out of nowhere, but the dog was speaking the whole time. They were just speaking in silence. And if this is changing how you see your dog, hit like and subscribe. Because once you learn their signals, your bond becomes something completely different. Now here's the part that will hit you emotionally. The stare that matters the most is the stare your dog gives you. When they think you're not paying attention, when you're on your phone or watching TV and you suddenly feel eyes on you, and you look over and your dog is already staring, that stare is pure. That stare is not about food, not about routine, not about dominance. That stare is your dog simply saying, "I'm here, you matter to me. I feel safe because you exist." And dogs don't give that stare to everyone. They give it to their person. But here's something even deeper. Sometimes your dog stares because they're trying to figure out what you want. Dogs are constantly trying to please their humans. They watch your hands, your eyes, your face, because they're looking for signals. And if your dog stares right before doing something like sitting or bringing a toy or stepping closer, they're basically asking, "Is this right? Am I doing good?" Which means your dog doesn't just love you. Your dog respects you. Your dog values your approval. And that's why harsh punishment can destroy a dog emotionally. Because dogs don't see you as a random person. They see you as their leader, their protector, their world. So the next time your dog stares at you, don't just brush it off. Ask yourself, what kind of stare is it? Is it soft and calm? That's love. Is it intense and stiff? That's stress. Is it sudden and unusual? That could be pain. Is it happening when you're emotional? That could be empathy. And if your dog ever stares at you, then looks away, then stares again, almost like they want to say something, that's your dog trying to start a conversation. A silent conversation, because your dog is always talking. Through body language, through behavior, through eyes, and those eyes carry more meaning than people realize. But now I want to tell you something that most dog owners never hear. If your dog stares at you and you stare back, and your dog slowly blinks, that is one of the biggest trust signs in the dog world. It's the dog version of saying, "I'm safe with you." And if you slowly blink back, you're telling them the same thing. And yes, dogs understand that. So try it tonight. Look at your dog gently. Relax your face, and slowly blink. And watch what happens. Many dogs will blink back, or relax instantly, because you just spoke their language. And that is how deep the bond really is. So the next time your dog stares at you like this, don't assume it's random. Don't assume it's nothing. Your dog isn't just looking, they're feeling, they're reading, they're listening without ears, they're speaking without words. And sometimes they're asking for help, sometimes they're telling you they love you, sometimes they're warning you. But one thing is always true, that stare is never meaningless, because your dog isn't just a pet. They're a living heart, standing quietly in your home trying to connect with you in the only way they know how. So pay attention, because your dog isn't just behaving, they're communicating. And once you finally understand their eyes, you'll realize something emotional. Your dog has been talking to you your whole life. You just didn't know how to listen.